Hello and welcome back to Life Trek, a journey where we take a pause from the daily chaos of our lives to explore the big and small questions life throws our way. No sugarcoating, no quick fixes, just some stories and lessons that we all can relate to. Today's episode began with a simple but thought provoking idea from a friend. What if today was my last day? And while we were pondering that, the Ahmedabad plane crash happened. Imagine so many lives lost in just one moment. A family relocating for a better life, a mother going to meet her daughter, a student going for higher studies, some kids going on a dream vacation, and even the students on the ground in the hostel having their meals, none of them with any clue that they would not have another day. And when the three of us met and discussed the idea and the crash, our immediate thought was, what if today was my last day?
Take a moment. Let that sink in. Not next year, not next week, not even tomorrow, but today. If today was my last day, if I had just a few hours, what would I do? Who would I call? What would I hold on to? And what would I let go? If today was my last day, would I be a different me today?
Wow, that was profound, Madhu. We go through life thinking we have a lot of time to speak our mind, to express our emotions, to live our dreams, to chase our passions, time to tell someone what they really mean to us. But what if we did not have that time?
Don't worry, we are not here to scare you. Seriously, this is not about fear. It's about a powerful realization that our time here is not endless. And once we realize that, the question changes from how much time do I have to what will I do with the limited time I have. So today, let's pause, reflect, and maybe even get a little uncomfortable together. Because sometimes the most honest and the hardest truths come up only when we confront a question that we are too afraid to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Madhu, if you found out that there was no tomorrow, what would you do differently?
Sangeeta, every time we've spoken, I have said I have no regrets in life because that's the way I try to live, right? But when I ask myself this particular question, it's not really true, and that surprises me. I look back and suddenly there are so many regrets, so many things I could have done differently, but I can't roll back time, like you said. So then the question becomes, how do I make this one last day count? So, firstly, I would probably take my daughter, call my niece, and then fly home to be with my mom. All of us together, we would go to Puri, visit the temple, spend some time on the beach, have some prasad. That's my favorite kind of last day. Then in the evening, you remember that scene from Guzarish where Hrithik throws that magical farewell with all his friends and family? I would do something like that with some of my closest friends and family. And then I think I would write messages to so many people, most people I know. I would tell them what I admire about them and how they have added to my life. And here is something I should probably not do, but I will also talk to the people, a few of the people who have hurt me the most in the world, and I will tell them how their actions have shaped my world, my life. You know?
I can understand that, Madhu. Probably you don't want to leave anything unsaid. And
Yeah.
Namrata, what would you? What would you do?
Yeah, Madhu, as you were speaking, I found myself mentally making a list too. And you know what? A lot of mine is similar to yours, but maybe a bit more practical. So the first thing I do, really do, is share all my passwords of my phone, Gmail, bank accounts with my husband and daughter. I know myself, I'll forget to do it at the end. So that's first. And then I'd go over my investments, make sure nominees are listed correctly, and I'd sign that organ donation form. It's something I've always wanted to do. And also, I'll tell my husband, no elaborate rituals for me, please, because I don't like it. Just let it be simple. I have many seniors in my family, and I'd make sure they're taken care of, that there are good caregivers in place, and that their routines don't get disrupted. That would bring me peace. But most of all, I'd spend time with my daughter, not rushing around or doing things, just talking, sitting with her, telling her everything I want her to know. I'd talk to her husband too and her in laws, ask them from the deepest part of me to look after her when I'm gone. And as the day comes to a close, I'd sit with my husband, not for a dramatic farewell, but just to ask, is there anything you need from me? Anything left unsaid? Anything not done? And yes, of course, I'd hold my dog close, really close, because that quiet love, I'd want to carry it with me.
That's so.
Listening to both of you, I'm honestly at a bit of loss. Am I even ready for this question? I think the first thing that would happen is I would panic. I would probably laugh nervously and say, "No way. He is subjugated. Of course, there will be a day after tomorrow. Call it denial or hope, or just me postponing the urgency." But that's how I would react. And when finally it sinks in, maybe I would cry and a lot. And I have a two-line prayer that I would recite non-stop, praying that let there will be a tomorrow. Because I feel that most of the time that prayer gets answered. But the more I think about this question, the more I feel it's not just about the end. It's about now, right now.
Right, right,
It's about making the most of the time we have, doing the things we love, letting go of what doesn't work for us. So yes, like both of you, I think I would start making a list too of people I want to see, places I want to go, words I want to say. But listening to again when I'm thinking, this has brought up something very deep in me. A question actually. If there is something close to your heart, something left unsaid, should you express it now before it goes too late? Or should you simply make peace with it and let it go? Madhu, what?
Sangeeta, I think this question came from what I said. Personally,
Yes.
if I knew today was my last day, I would express all my unsaid thoughts and feelings without feeling guilty. I don't want to carry them wherever I'm going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I think it's good to express yourself, because there's always a right way of expressing everything. Even the darkest thoughts can be emotionally expressed without sounding too harsh. And I know I would not leave anything unsaid on my very last day.
I don't know what would I do. Uh, and Namrata, the other question is, since you spoke about this, don't you think passwords or financial information for all such confidential but essential facts should be shared with the family members on a regular basis? Because in so many families, this stuff is just not talked about, either out of hesitation or neglect. But when the time comes, it can really leave loved ones lost and confused.
Right.
Absolutely, Sangeeta. Remember when my dad passed away without telling any of us anything, how much chaos I went through with all those papers and documents and bank accounts?
So you're right, Sangeeta. But sometimes, we tend to procrastinate. Ah, yes, I will do it. What's the hurry? But maybe now it's time for us to understand that there is hurry because time is finite and we don't want our loved ones to be in the mess that we went through, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I completely agree. And one of you mentioned regarding the organ donation consent. Why wait till the last day when you want to do something so powerful? If you have ever had the intention, even just a thought, why you have to postpone it? You can just do it.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
Sangeeta. You're very right. So, as I said, for me, I feel it's really is just procrastination, nothing else. We mean to do these things, we want to, but we keep pushing them to someday. And now, listening to you, I have a question of my own. Do we ever praise or appreciate someone when they are right in front of us, when they're alive, when they're around? Why do we hold back our love, our admiration, our kind words, saving them for a farewell message? Wouldn't it be so much more meaningful if we said these things now?
I realized this quite a few years back. Even before, when my dad was alive, you remember that blog post I wrote on Facebook about dad? And my cousin printed and she took it to him, and dad was so happy. He absolutely loved reading it. He kept it under his pillow to read again and again. So, yes, maybe tell people what you like about them while they're alive. while you are with them so they can feel the love.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
totally believe.
So true.
Yeah. When I see people around me fighting, a lot of bitterness in the air, I always think, would you still be doing this if you knew that the person in front of you might not even be there tomorrow? Wouldn't the world be a
Mm.
better place if we all thought that we might be meeting for the last time and hence be gentle with each other? Live and let live. That should be the motto, I think.
Absolutely.
Live and let live is so right, Namrata, that I think we should practice, and the people around us also, they should practice for us.
True. True.
Now there's something we don't talk about enough. Once we are gone, it's not us who suffer. It's the ones we leave behind.
Mm.
Emotionally, they are the ones who suffer. So
Yeah.
why don't we prepare them so that they cope better practically and emotionally also?
Mm.
Why don't we gently counsel our family to be a little more independent or a little stronger bit by bit? It's not in a very harsh way, but as quiet, loving ritual. Maybe
True.
even as a daily practice, just pausing for a moment to ask if this person or this situation is not around me, how do I cope? What would I do? So it's just not about fear at all. It's about resilience. Also, because the best gift I feel we can give our loved ones is the strength to carry on without us.
Right.
Yeah, so then I mean, to add on to that, I think should we then not live every single day with intention, with mindfulness? Because even if tomorrow is not a last day, like Namrata said, the truth is the clock is always ticking, time is finite. So why not live like every single day matters? Not in fear, but with purpose, with love, with presence. So take time to breathe, to think, to reconnect with who we truly are, what we truly want.
Right.
Actually, Madhu, we started the discussion with if there is no tomorrow, but every moment things are changing. It's about the
Hmm.
moment. You
Yeah.
know, you
Right.
remember that song, "Har Ghadi Badal Rahi Hai, Roop
Hmm.
Zindagi." It's about
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
about the moment actually. Yeah.
Hmm.
So coming to Madhu, I really believe we should take out some me time every single day, and maybe
Yeah.
even set small weekly or monthly goals. Nothing big or dramatic, just little check-ins that keep us aligned with what we
Hmm.
truly want from our life. Because when we do that, we slowly start living the life we mean to live, one tiny step at a time. And that's how we move closer to life with fewer regrets and more meaning.
But Sangeeta, that's also a little too idealistic to me because it's not always that easy. Much as I love the idea of having a me time and setting goals, real life gets in the way for many of us. There are responsibilities, obligations, people who depend on us. For example, I never wanted to be a stay home mom. You know me, never. I wanted to travel the world, go places, do things. Even today, I want to go and stay with my mom for an extended stretch. Maybe even take her around the world with me, but that's not possible. Sometimes those dreams feel far away because life is messy, life is not clean. There are things that won't let me just pack a bag and go whenever and wherever, like the nomad that I'm inside, in my heart.
Yeah, exactly, Madhu. I completely hear you. I also always want to take up a fulfilling job. After all, that's what we
Um,
all studied for, right? And I did work for a few years, but then life happened, time constraints, responsibilities. I had to let it all go. And that grief, it still lingers in my heart, my soul, quietly but deeply. Not loud or dramatic, but it's always there in the background like an unfinished sentence. Now, yes, I could
that's us.
probably take up some freelance assignments, but that would not give me the same satisfaction. It doesn't feel like the dream I once had. And there's also another aspect, Madhu, you mentioned you wanted to travel like a nomad, but that requires money. And from our childhood, we've always been conditioned to save, save, save for our own health care, our children's education, their marriage. So, isn't that an impossible kind of situation?
Absolutely, Namrata. It's very important to save for the future and plan for the future. But sometimes I feel like, that's all we do, just plan for a future that we don't even know if we have, right? So ideally, I think we should maintain a balance. Do you remember a long time back we had met, and one of you asked me this question: in the struggle of daily life, what have you lost, and what are you willing to keep losing? So probably this is what I'm willing to keep losing: my freedom to travel, my freedom to do the things I really want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, from both of your discussion, I would just tell you both that don't take this idea too literally. It's not about dropping everything and shedding responsibilities.
Sounds lovely
Uh,
though.
yeah, you appreciate the real inner message behind the words. To me, it's more about changing our approach to our daily life and not saying someday all the time. For example, Madhu, you still travel, you spend time with family. So you are not at level zero. You are progressing towards your goal. Okay. It's about setting small, meaningful goals, maybe daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, tiny baby steps that move us closer to our life. And maybe that is the life we want to live. Some goals you will meet, and some you won't. That's what is life, and it's okay. There will be some hits and there will be some misses, but at least you are walking in the direction of your dreams.
That
Yes,
is
there will there will be bumps and hurdles. We may not be able to change our circumstances always, you know.
Mm.
But what we can change is our mindset and our way of thinking. That is what
Yeah,
would matter.
yeah, I think it's very important for us to try. Keep trying.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. So I think what Sangeeta was saying is, then this is about who we choose to be for the rest of our lives. Like today, if we know that our life is not guaranteed, time is finite, and life is ours just for one breath, 1 hour, one day at a time.
Yes. This whole conversation reminds me of a powerful doha by Kabir. We all know since our childhood. कल करे सो आज करे सो अब, पल में परलय होएगी, बहुरी करेगा कब? This is, if we can implement this literally, this is going to be very, very powerful. Okay.
Yeah.
What exactly this conveys is what you think of doing tomorrow, do it today. What you plan for today, do it now. Because in a single moment, everything can change, everything can come to an end. And if that happens, when will you get the chance again? It so beautifully captures the urgency of life. Okay, and this is a reminder not to delay the real work of life, love, forgiveness, purpose, connection, everything. Because life doesn't come with a guarantee. All we ever have truly is now.
True. That is so true.
Yeah. Yeah. So, friends, as we wrap up today's journey, take a moment, just one, to breathe and ask yourself, if today truly were your last day, what would you regret not saying, not doing, not being? Life doesn't send a warning before it ends, but it does give us today. So let's stop postponing the someday dreams and start living like today matters because it does. Hug a little tighter, speak a little kinder, and choose with intention because maybe, just maybe, the secret to a meaningful life isn't in chasing time, but in honoring the time we have right now.
So true.
Thank
So
you
true.
for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Until next time, live fully, love deeply, and don't wait.